You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency. So I know they got you out here chasing this paper. I know they got you out here chasing this money, this moolah, this green. You understand them paperbacks, that money, that cheese, that bankroll. You understand me? But always keep in front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be now. It is. You already know how I do. You feel me? Crossing state lines at all times. I'm back at the big house, and we're gonna get right into this. Now, I got a lot of people in the DMs saying Big G and BTV the Oracle, and don't you forget the TV, and you better always remember the Oracle. What is your perspective? What is your thoughts on the whole Drake situation? Like, what do you feel about the Drake album? We want to know what you think, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Pusha T. I'm a Pusha T fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm home team. So I really didn't dig into the Drake album until, you know, my people start tapping in saying, yo, it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. But we want to know what you think about the Drake album. Now, I gotta be real. I gotta be real. You know, a lot of people praise Drake. A lot of people they love Drake's music. They'll do anything for Drizzy. But here at Grown Man Business TV, and it's called Grown Man Business TV for a reason, you know, I've carved out a lane for the real. And anybody that's in tune with the channel already know I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in that lane. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in that lane. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, even the boy can be critiqued. You understand me? Even the boy, even Drizzy, Champagne Poppy, he can be critiqued. Now, let's get right into it. The album is trash can juice. The album is trash can juice. But not only is it trash can juice, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. You're not gonna hear this anywhere else. You understand me? But not only is it trash can juice, not only is the album terrible, it is actually a humiliation ritual. Now I'm gonna dig into this, you know, from a couple of different angles. You know, multiple different angles, because it is some positive to it, but it's a lot of negative to it. It's some things that Drizzy did that I do respect when it comes to this album. I see the business play. I see how he's getting to the bag. I see how he's creating generational wealth. But when we talking about the album, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It's a decline for Drizzy. Drizzy, you know, the reign only can last so long. I mean, it's hard to see the so-called king that a lot of people respect fall. You know, the king has to get beheaded, and it's looking like his head is rolling. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But, you know, again, I got a lot of investors in the DMs asking my thoughts on the album. Maybe because it's so many content creators giving these false narratives, giving him 5 mics when y'all know it's disgusting work, when y'all know the album is actually trash. You know, y'all come to Grown Man Business TV for the real. You already know I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Now, let's tap into this thing. Let's tap into this thing, because like I told y'all, it's some positive to the album, and it's a lot of negative. So the first thing I want to do is I want to tap into the positive. We already know Drizzy, he bought his son's artwork for the cover of this album, knowing that the album is going to do numbers. He involved his son. He's creating generational wealth. You know, you start those trust funds, and you start getting those certain accounts for your kids, and then you make them employees, and you pay them a certain amount. You know, his son will be a millionaire before the age of 18 doing things like this. So that's the one thing that I saw that Drizzy actually, that he's doing when it comes to the business mind. One of the only positives that I see, he brought the artwork from his son, and he also involved his son in putting lyrics on the album. So his son is now a artist, or whatever you want to call. He has, he has publishing when it comes to the album. So I'm gonna give Drizzy credit on that. And that's where it ends, homie. That's where it ends. That's where it stops. because the higher ups and the elites, they play chess at the highest level. And like I tell y'all all the time, it don't matter who you are. It don't matter how high on the totem pole you go. You're gonna come down. It's time to crash. Yeah, Drizzy, it's time to crash. And this album is the prime example. I don't see nobody else on YouTube. I don't see nobody else on these so-called apps giving y'all the real. This album is a crash out. This album is a humiliation ritual. Now let's break that down. What you mean, Grown Man Business TV? I mean, why would you say that? You know, why would you say that about Drizzy? Why would you say that about the boy? Well, here we go. Let's get into it. First and foremost, you see the thumbnail, right? You see the thumbnail. You see Drizzy with all these hair clips in his hair. He done got the Jerry curl juice sprayed all in there. He done put extra water in that curly hair, because you know Drizzy's, you know, he's half those people. Drizzy's half those people and he's half black. So he done put that spray and that Jerry curl juice all in his hair. He done slicked it back and he done put those colors. Oh, it's no coincidence. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Drizzy got those hair clips and he got all different colors. And you know, you got some people saying, no, those aren't the actual colors of the rainbow. But listen, it's close enough. It's close enough. Drizzy got his hair slicked back and he got the colors of the rainbow all through his head. He's giving y'all the sign. It's the humiliation ritual. You understand what I'm saying? And when you playing in this game, when you getting money in this game and you make sacrifices and you been breaking fold for the higher ups and the elites, it's inevitable, homie. It's inevitable. So that you know, you see the thumbnail. I put that there for a reason. You know, not only does Drizzy have his hair slicked back with his, you know, he got his hairpins all up. Not only that, Drizzy be painting his nails pink, yellow. He paints his nails now. You know, when did Drizzy start painting his nails? When did that become cool for grown men to walk around? I mean, grown men to walk around with their nails painted. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it's going to get deeper than just the imagery, but I wanted to start there. I wanted to start there. You already know when I get to the crib, when I get to the big house, I'm going to go live. So this not going to be a super long live. I want to get right to the meat and potatoes of this whole situation. I want to get right under the surface when it comes to Drizzy. The album is trash. The album is trash. I don't really think I need to break down too much of the lyrics, but we going to talk. We going to get deep into the lyrics. But right now we stand on the imagery. Drizzy been walking around. Drizzy been doing some suspect things on these apps. He been wearing some suspect clothes on these apps. He been having his hair and he been putting gel and he been putting hairpins all in his hair. He been getting real suspect, and it's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. Drizzy is at the top of the totem pole when it comes to the youngsters. When it comes to the youngsters, they put Drizzy at the top of the totem pole. Now, what's 80s babies? We know Drizzy is not top 5 dead or alive. We know Drizzy ain't even top 10. You understand what I'm saying? Us 80s babies that know real hip hop, we know that Drizzy ain't even a rap artist. He's not even a rap artist. Rap artists don't get help with their lyrics. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta put Jada Kiss above a Drake. I mean, you gotta put a Styles P. It's a lot of rappers. It's a lot of hip hop artists that you gotta put above Drake. You understand what I'm saying? So one thing for sure, two things for certain. The imagery right now, the imagery is very important. It's very important. Salute. It's highly important because the youth, they are watching and they are listening to Drake right now. So what do you do when you got everybody watching you? What do you do when you got everybody listening to you? Not only do you got them watching, not only do you got them listening, but you got the higher ups and the elites pulling the strings like Geppetto. What do? You push the agenda. And you're going to pick and choose. Do you want to sacrifice something? Do you want to be going through something? Do you want to be mourning one of your close family members right now? Or do you want to push the agenda of the Rainbow Coalition? Huh? Huh? You gonna pick a side, homie. And one thing for sure, two things for certain. When you come here, I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Ain't nobody giving y'all the real when it come to Drizzy. Now, again, when you got everybody listening and you got everybody watching, and the majority of the people that's listening and watching you are the youngsters or the young boys, the babies, huh? The youth, the youngins, they all watching Drizzy. They all hail Drizzy. They put him high on the, high on the totem pole. They all watching Drizzy. So Drizzy, we don't need you playing hard right now. We don't need you giving these people too many bars. We don't need you giving up too many secrets, because we already know you half black and the other half is those people. You know, the big nose, little hat. You know who I'm talking about. That's his mama, them people. Yeah. So you need to be very particular about what you say in this album when you got everybody. Now, no, don't trip. We're going to let you build generational wealth for your son. We're going to let you get a couple of more 100 million for your family. But you're going to misguide the youth. That's the price that you're going to pay. Now choose something. You get a sacrifice or the Rainbow Coalition. And it's looking like Drizzy picked the Rainbow Coalition. Yeah. So for everybody wondering why Drizzy's wearing all of these colors, you know, the rainbow colors, why he got all these clips in his hair, why he's making these funny faces on Instagram. Go to look at Drizzy's Instagram. Real funny, suspect mannerisms that's coming from him. You feel what I'm saying? His mannerisms ain't matching his smile. His mannerisms ain't matching. It ain't adding up. You know, his facial expressions ain't mathing, homie. The math ain't mathing, Drizzy. They only come here for the real, man. So again, we just scratching the surface, the imagery. But I told y'all this too. One thing for sure, two things for certain. What you hear is 1,000,000,000,000 more times powerful than the images that you see. See, that's where a lot of people got it confused. They think that what you see is more powerful, but I'm here to tell you that sound waves, you understand? Your chakras, they all are activated by what you hear. The vibrations, the energy, the hi-hats, the bass line is really what controls you. So don't get it confused. Seeing Drizzy with all this color on, you know, the rainbow colors. Look at what he's posting. The Louis Vuitton jacket that he's wearing is very colorful. His hairpins and the clips that he got in his hair are very colorful. But even more powerful than what Drizzy is showing the youth right now, it's about what he's saying. It's about the lyrics. It's about the lyrics that he's slipping inside the rhymes right now. It's about the lyrics, homie. You understand me? Listen. Don't trip. The lyrics are powerful. Now, I listened to a couple of songs, and then I listened to a couple of more, and I wanted to give Drizzy a fair chance. Because again, I'm an 80s baby. I'm one of the ones that know real hip hop. I know what it feel like to hear Jada Kiss get in his bag. I know what it feel like. You understand what I'm saying? The hear Styles P get in his bag. Even Pusha T get in his bag. But you know, Pusha, he gave up some of his soul as well. We saw Pusha in that skirt sitting next to Lil Nas X, but that's a whole nother video. You understand? So I wanted to give Drizzy a fair chance, and I listened to the whole album. Garbage. But it was one particular bar that made me, it made my ears stand up. It made my wheels start turning. It was red flags all over the field, Champagne Poppy, when I heard this bar. Now, I'm going to play it for y'all. And then after I play the bar for y'all, I'm going to say it because I want you to hear it. Now, coming from a grown man that stands on grown man business will make you understand and feel exactly what that bar was meant for. But when you hearing it out of Drake's mouth and he's singing it, he got that soft that soft baritone. It's a man's voice, but it's played out and it's real feminine and soft, and he's saying it and he's singing it. It might go over your head or under your bridge, my G. It might go over your head or under your bridge. Yeah, salute to J. Cole. Even a J. Cole. Real lyricists that stand on grown man business. They don't bend, break, or fold. They sound different than a Drizzy Drake. And they got all the youngsters confused. They got all the youngsters brainwashed. DJ Academics. I rock with DJ Academics, but I would love to have a conversation with them. Got them dudes in DJ Academics live stream dancing around like little schoolgirls, like cheerleaders with pom-poms on. For a dude with hair clips, he done bit the bait. Yeah, Drizzy, it's a decline. But let me stay on track. Now, before I play this, I want to give a big salute to my sis. I want to give a big salute, to my fellow content creator, my homie, my sis. You understand me? Tati, Clone Tatiana. Now, we done did some content before. We done locked in before. So Clone Tatiana, she been in her bag lately. You understand me? And I'm going to play it off of her page because I don't want to play it off of Drizzy. You know how it gets spooky in these YouTube streets. It gets spooky on these apps. When you start getting at the higher ups and the elites, top puppets. When you start exposing the top puppets, it gets spooky. So I know how to play this game. Yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But I had to tap in. And we're gonna talk more tonight because I wasn't even gonna talk about Drizzy, but I felt like it had to be done. It had to be done. So let's play this clip. All right, I want y'all to get an earful of this. You feel what I'm saying? I want y'all to really open y'all ears and listen to what Drizzy's saying. So here we go. Check it out. All right, one more time. One more time. All right, now let me give y'all what he just said. Drake said in this song that he feels like he's bi because she's one of the guys. He said, in quote, I feel like I'm bi because you're like one of the guys. End of quote. That's what Drizzy said. He feels like he's bi. Hold on, let me just play one more time. I just want y'all to, again, let's do this. All right, here we go. He's singing. Here we go. Drake just said out of his mouth, champagne poppy. Canadians, the greatest. These youngsters call him the greatest. Drake, Aubrey Graham. I get it. Let's just keep it 100, G. Drake just said out of his mouth, quote, I feel like I'm bi because you're like one of the guys. End of quote. And I want to put the quotes in there because it's not me saying it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to try to jump around what he said and how he said it. I want to give y'all exactly what he said. He said that he feels like he's bi. Now, let me ask you a question, Drake. How do you know what bi feels like to even sing that lyric? Drake, how do you know what being bi feels like, homie? Because you're always with your homies. You're always with one of the guys. But you said that she feels like she's one of the guys. So because this girl that you're singing to feels like she's one of the guys, you now feel like you're bi. You said it, man. All right. Bro, you said you feel like you're bi because she's one of the guys, girl. You understand what I'm saying now? Again, the humiliation ritual. The humiliation ritual. When you hear this and you hear him singing, I feel like I'm bi. He's singing it. He's giving you that Trey Songz, you know, that Chris Brown. It's real sensual. It's real feminine. And he's now I really want to show y'all this, but I'm not. He's nodding his head like he's listening to Jada Kiss, but he's singing that he feels like he's bi. He's trying to mix real hip hop with the agenda. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, the visuals are enough. All the color and the rainbow colors and your hair slicked back and you got a jerry curl and you got hairpins all in your hair. That's already enough. But even deeper than that, because it's always deeper than rap, how do you feel like you're bi? Because she's one of the guys. So because she's one of the guys, Drake, you feel like you're bi. Well, how do you know what being bi feels like? Now, it gets deeper than rap. I told y'all, the lyrics are powerful. These are lyrics that you will hear that will go over your head and under your bridge, but will be cemented in your subconscious. Woo. Y'all only come here for the real. Let me say that again. These are lyrics that will go over your head, go under your bridge, but will be cemented in your subconscious. This is how you make the male feminine. This is how you demasculate. And then this ain't got nothing to do with race. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. I'm talking about the man, a man's man that thinks Drake is about to drop something in his new album. They think that Drake is about to give him something to ride to. And Drake is telling you he feels like he's bi because she's one of the guys. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, again, it's grown man business TV, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But grown men stood on grown man business, and grown men back in the day would have, we heard that lyric and would have said, yo, what is that? When we heard Biggie Smalls say that he would give fellatio to Shorty because her dad, yeah. We heard what Biggie Smalls said. Everybody check that. What is he talking about? When Biggie said, my homie gutter kidnap, pluck him in, they throw him over we heard that, and we all said, red flags on the field. So it's no different. Drizzy, you got some explaining to do. Drizzy Drake, you got some explaining to do. How do you know what being bi even feels like? To compare it to Shorty. Huh? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, G. But that's why Grown Man Business TV is what it is. We gonna do this thing organically. I had opportunities to talk to certain people. We're gonna talk about that probably sometime tonight. My next live stream, I'm really gonna dive in. We got some things to talk about. But right now, Drizzy Drake, you got some explaining to do. And this is what you had to this is what the anticipation was for. This is what the whole build up for all my dogs. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard the title to this album, I thought to myself, Drake is about to give these people some bars. He's about to really give these young dudes some game because this album is called For All My Dogs, or something about his dogs. I'm thinking he talking about his homies, but in the between time, he's saying this is for all my dogs, and I want y'all to know that I feel like I'm bi because she's one of the. Well, you heard what he said. You heard what he said. So this is for all your dogs. And you want to let all your dogs know that you feel like you're bi because she's one of the guys. So you feel like you're bisexual. That's what you're saying. That's what you said. How Drake. I'm gonna ask you again. How do you know what being bi feels like, Drizzy? So what y'all gotta understand is, again, man, it don't matter how high you go on a totem pole. It don't matter how much money you make in this league. It don't matter. The higher ups and the elites are pulling the strings. And it's gonna come a time where it's time for your humiliation ritual. Everybody's asking, why is Drake dressing like this? Why is Drake acting like this? What is going on with Drizzy Drake? It's time for him to furthermore mislead the youth. And if you listen to Drake's past albums, he was never talking about feeling like he was bi. He actually would drop a little game here and there in between, you know, giving up and pushing the agenda and jumping around. You know, you got this dude that's half black, and he got his other half is those people. The higher ups and the elites, he's bloodlined with them people. You understand? So he's been doing the job and he's been pushing the agenda, but now it's time to put it in their face. It doesn't matter. You know, let me tell you something. It don't matter how many models you see Drake with. It don't matter how many models he has relations with. Deep down, he feels like he's bi because she's one of the guys. So all it takes is for Shorty to become like a homie. Yeah. She comes like his homie, like his lover, like his friend. You know, homie, lover, friends. And now he's singing to y'all, and he's telling y'all that he feels like he's bi. It's a message that I had to give to y'all. It's a message that I had to deliver to y'all. This is what it looks like when you're playing for the other team. This is what it looks like when the higher ups and the elites is pulling the strings. Even Drizzy Drake is up for critique. Even Drizzy Drake is gonna push the agenda. Now, not just this line right here, but this was the line right here that made me say, I got to talk to the people. It's red flags all over the field. I can see through the smoke and mirrors. I pull the curtain to the side and I look in. I'm one of those dudes. I'm one of the 5%. You know, the 85% that want to be led. They want to be lied to. They want to be misguided. Then you got the 10% that's doing the misleading, that's doing the misguiding, that's lying to the people. And then you got that 5% that can see it all taking place. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So when I heard that line, I instantly knew, okay, let me tap in with the people, right? But let's go a little deeper. Out of all the people that Drizzy could do these features with, out of all the people that he could give a message through, he had Sexy Red on the album. What exactly did Sexy Red do? What did Sexy Red bring? What talent did she produce to be able to get on a Drake album? I mean, Sexy Red, you know. He has a song with Sexy Red and SZA. Oh, and she's giving what she got. Now, I want to tell y'all something. You know, I had about 40 DMs with the you know, that leaked tape that yeah, we all saw it. And it really made me understand what's going on. Again, Drake is bloodline with them people. You know, the big nose, little hat, dumb people. Drake is bloodline with dumb people. So it's only right that you put the most degrading, disgusting black female you can find on one of your tracks. Oh, it's only right. It's only right. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, again, it's not about color when it comes to the consumption of music. A lot of white people consume this music. A lot of those people consume this music, but a lot of our people, the majority of our people consume this music. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, I want to tell y'all something. I want to give y'all some game because again, I can't expect y'all to get it out of a Drake album. You put a Sexy Red out there, right? White women listen to Sexy Red. They like the music. They'll dance to the music. They'll play it at bar mitzvahs. They'll play it at their parties and their weddings. And they'll celebrate a Sexy Red. But they won't turn around after the music is off and emulate Sexy Red. Woo! I'm just trying to give y'all some game. White women love Lizzo. They love Lizzo. They listen to Lizzo. They celebrate Lizzo. But they're not going to go to an NBA basketball game and pull their ass out on national TV for everybody to see. They're not going to turn the music off and emulate Lizzo. So you got to understand something. The only people that do that is our people. You understand? You put a Suki Hana out there, white women look at Suki Hana, they might rock with it. It's a few white women out there that might just eat some. Yeah, they might just, yeah, they do that. They clean the rim. They clean the rim. But they're not going to come out in public and say, hey, man, Billy got his rim clean last night. They're not going to do that. They're going to do it behind. But see, black women, when they see a Suki Hana, they emulate Suki Hana. Black women, when they see a Sexy Red, they emulate a Sexy Red. And I'm not saying all black women. I want to give a big salute to my stand-up black women, my black women with integrity, the real black women out there that's standing on business, because it's a lot of y'all. So if the shoe don't fit, then it's not for y'all. But if the shoe does fit, then you need to wear it. And it's a lot of black women, when they see Sexy Red, they justify Sexy Red and they emulate Sexy Red. That's why it's so destructive. That's why it's so destructive to our people. And therefore, Drake has Sexy Red. A no talent having, no talent. Shorty has no talent. Why aren't we being real about this? Why is everybody praising this album when it is garbage can juice? Now, I want to say this, and I know I'm saying a lot. I'm giving y'all the game, and it's a crash course. When you come over here, sometimes I ain't got a lot of time to sit with you. I got to give it to you in a crash course so you can hit that little red dot, you can rewind it, and you can get the game over and over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? But the 8 a.m. in Charlotte was fire. Woo. Out of all the songs that Drizzy put on this album, there is only one song that is listening worthy, that is bar worthy, that is hip hop worthy. And you gotta understand something. I want to say this. When you get to a certain level, you have all yes men around you. All of Drake's homies, everybody that was in the studio heard this trash. I mean, garbage, man. I'm talking about, this is not rap. This is bisexual music. This music is garbage. You understand? That's why I'm sure he feels like he's bi, because this music is not hip hop. And not one person sat there and said, Drizzy, this ain't it. Yeah, hey, Drizzy, listen, you are the boy. You know who you are, Champagne Poppy, but this ain't it, homie. I would have told Drizzy Drake this. Listen, man, make a whole album of bars. Make a whole album that sounds like 8 a.m. in Charlotte. We don't want to hear you singing, homie. You are part of hip hop or not? We don't want to hear no more singing, homie. We got enough. If we want to hear you singing, we got Marvin's Room. We got all these other albums, trash. We don't want to hear you singing. I would have told Drizzy that. Go back to the drawing board. This ain't it, homie. Push the album back. This ain't it, homie. Instead, they let Drizzy come out here and say that he feels like he's a bisexual because she's like the guys. You thought that was hard, right? Ooh, you thought you had some bars. Trash. That was garbage, man. Trash can juice, man. In multiple different angles, homie. That was trash can juice. Yeah. And I ain't biased, man. Because when Pusha T had that kilt on or that skirt, I got in his ass. Pause. Because you feel like you biased. So I gotta say pause. I gotta say pause on certain things. I got at his neck. I said what I had to say about Pusha T wearing a skirt. So Drizzy, you ain't off the radar, homie. You sound crazy right now. Talking about you feel like you're bi. Yeah, I gotta watch what I say to you, Drizzy. You feeling like a bisexual? Ain't no telling how you gonna take this. If I say I got to be careful. Champagne, yeah, you bubbly, homie. You got a lot of bubbles in your glass. Champagne Poppy, you real bubbly, homie. Yeah. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So again, like I said, to get back on track, the higher ups and the elites are always playing chess at the highest level. It doesn't matter. This right here should let you know it doesn't matter how high on the totem pole you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You're gonna go out bad. Yeah. They're gonna build you up to the climax. They're gonna build you up to the highest peak on the mountain, and then you're down. Yeah, it's a down. It's a whole snowball effect. It's a whole decline happening now. Drizzy done fell off. I don't want to hear nobody telling me Drizzy is anywhere in the top 5 or even top 10. Drizzy is a part of the machine, so he sells a lot of records. Drizzy is a part of the machine, so he's getting a lot of promotion. He's held high. But when we talking about hip hop, Drizzy, I can give you 20. I can give you 20 dudes that write their own rhymes, never had a ghostwriter, that I can put in front of Drizzy Drake, Champagne Bubbly Poppy, because you're real bubbly, homie. Hey, man, somebody get the champagne and make sure it got extra bubbles in it. Somebody get the Canadian champagne and make sure it got extra bubbles in it. Listen, man, you're playing the new Drake album? I need my champagne with extra bubbles because this dude is bubbly. What is we talking about, man? You heard him say it. I didn't say it, man. You heard Drake, you heard what he said. What? Bro, you feel like you're bi. Salute, man. Let me check the chat out. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Yeah, this 757, man. I ain't got the piece on right now, but you already know what it is. This is big Virginia, big Norfolk, VA. It's over, homie. It is over. Listen, the higher ups and the elites have decapitated the king. The head is rolling, man. Even the king, the so-called king must fall. Yeah. Disgusting work, my G's. Now, I ain't even gonna do that because I don't want no problems with the tube. I don't want no problems with the app. Somebody tag Drizzy in this. Somebody chop this up. You're looking real bubbly, homie. You're sounding bubbly. Extra bubbles, Mr. Champagne Poppy. And I don't even know if I could call you Miss. You don't. You bisect. Did you come out was that official? Did you come out? Yeah. The higher ups in the elite say, Drizzy Drake. This is how they talk to him. Listen, Drizzy, we know you're the boy. You're our boy. Drizzy Drake, listen, Aubrey, listen to me. You are our boy, and it's time for you to make a choice. Now, listen, we know you got some real close ones. Chubbs, your mama, your daddy, your son. How about your baby mama? You wouldn't mind giving her up. Oh, you don't want to give anybody up. Oh, you kind of soft. Matter of fact, you're softer than Dollar Tree cotton. Drizzy Drake, you're softer than Dollar Tree cotton, and you got extra bubbles in your champagne. So you don't want to sacrifice. Okay, well, you already know. We gonna young thug you. Oh. We gonna young thug you, Drizzy. We gonna young thug you. You can put a kilt on, you can put a skirt on, you can put hair clippers in your hair, you can paint your little nails pink. Oh, we got multiple different angles where you can take the Rainbow Coalition and you can take it to the next level. Not only can you paint your nails pink, not only can you wear all the rainbow colors, we want it in your lyrics too, Drizzy. This humiliation ritual is we're gonna take it a little far. We don't want the imagery by itself. We need the vibrations. We need you to tell the people what you are. Now, don't worry, Drizzy. They're not gonna believe you. They're gonna think you're just rhyming. They're gonna think that you're just putting metaphors together. But we know what it is. You gotta put, Drizzy, listen to me. You gotta put it in plain sight. You can't hide it. Those pink nails, you put it in plain sight. All this rainbow coalition colors you got in your hair, your slick back afro perm, because you know you a part of us. You got our blood in you just like your yeah. We want you to put it in your rhymes. Tell them you're bi. I'm sure you can find something to rhyme with that, but we want you to tell them that you're bisexual. Can you find something to rhyme with that? Champagne Poppy. Oh yeah, man. I feel like I'm bi because she's one of the guys. So yeah, that don't mean that I'm bi. You know, I'm just giving you a metaphor, like because she's one of my homies. I don't know how you explain that, Drizzy. You know, Champagne Poppy, extra bubbles. How do you explain that? Because just because she's like one of the guys, if she's like one of your guys, how does that now equate to you feeling like you're bi? Without you being a whole Rainbow Coalition member. I got to be very careful. This channel is different, man. This is not like your average YouTuber that's we're not doing a podcast, we're not doing interviews. They watch us for a whole nother reason. It's the same way they was watching Malcolm X. They watch us here at Grown Man Business TV. They shadow ban us here at Grown Man Business TV the same way they was doing Malcolm X. Because we gonna expose the Martin Luther Kings. We gonna expose the Jesse Jacksons. We gonna expose your favorite rappers. We gonna expose them. You should be disappointed. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be when you come to this channel. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Comb through YouTube. You ain't hearing nobody talking like this. Comb through this app. Comb through this content, and you ain't going to hear nobody talking like this about Drizzy Drake with extra bubbles. Yeah, nah, he done came up out the basement. See, the era of rap that I come up in, that bar right there is an admission. He now has admitted. He has now come out of the closet without really coming out of the closet. He's really letting y'all know what he's into. He's letting y'all know what he's into, and he's going to see if he gets any backlash. I'm probably the only guy on this app. I'm probably the only guy that has created content letting y'all know that this album was a humiliation ritual. That this album is Drake's downfall. This is the decline. This is him really letting y'all know how he feels. And I want to really give y'all an example of what the real look like and these imposters like Champagne Poppy with extra bubbles. I listened to Nas's his latest album. And, you know, this is far left, right? But I want to say this, and I just want to say this. I'm not going to do a whole live on this, but I just want to say this, right? You artists and you rappers better start really thinking twice before you let Lil Wayne get on your album. I know he's a legend. I know everybody loves Lil Tucci. We all rock with his music. He's a living legend when it comes to the hip hop. Not what Drizzy Drake is doing, but real hip hop. Lil Wayne is a living legend, but he smoked Nas. Yo, it's a song called Never Die on Nas's latest album. The song is called Never Die. Go listen to that song and listen to Wayne, how he smokes Nas. Like, this dude Wayne this is a whole nother topic, but y'all need to think twice before y'all do a song with Lil Wayne. But this is a prime example of the real and the fake. When you listen to Lil Wayne to this day, you're getting a taste of real hip hop. When you listen to Drake, You're getting the taste of the imposter. You know, the imposter, the informant, the guy who got into hip hop, who's really pushing that agenda, who's really one of those guys, who's really by. You understand what I'm saying? That's finally giving y'all the real, that's finally coming out of the closet. And when you listen to Wayne, I will say this, he pushed the agenda, he changed the trajectory, the trajectory of a whole generation. Face tattoos, you know, dreadlocks, the nappy dreadlocks. I mean, he changed the whole direction, and he influenced a lot of youngsters to drink lean. So I'm not taking Lil Wayne off the hook as far as the agenda, but when it comes to bars, when it comes to hip hop, you know, Drake is inspired by Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne put Drake in the game. You would think that Drake would have a little more of Lil Wayne's, you know, lyrical DNA. Pause. Because Champagne Poppy with extra bubbles, I know that you're feeling like you're bi. So anything that I gotta say pause. And I don't even play the pause game like Mason and Cameron. But for you, Champagne Poppy with extra bubbles, we're gonna say pause after certain things. But you would think that Drizzy Drake would have more of Lil Wayne's lyrical DNA in his rapping, in his skill, in his structure. But no. Oh, no, 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 no. Drizzy Drake, aka Champagne Poppy with extra bubbles, feels like he's bi. Yeah. That's it, man. That's it. Let me check some of the chat out. Salute, man. Yes. More sense. Listen to this, more sense. He didn't say that he tried to hide it in the bars. You understand? So he's not going to tell y'all literally that's what he is. He's going to hide it in the wordplay. And if you know anything about hip hop, then you can decipher. But I'll play it again. Check it out. He said he feels like he's bi because she's one of the guys. He feels like he's bi. Well, let me ask you a question again. More sense. How do you know what feeling like how do you know what it feels like to be bi? How do you have any inkling of a thought of how it feels like to go both ways? You know, just because she's one of the guys in your eyes, you feel like you're bi. I mean, I can give you bars as well. I can give you bars as well, homie. You know, in your eyes, because she's one of the guys, you feel like you're bi. Nah, I'll tell you this, though. The album's garbage can juice. It's trash. Just from a lyrical perspective, it's garbage can juice. But not only is it garbage can juice, he's pushing the agenda, you know, times 100. It's one of those times where you can listen to Drizzy Drake and you can really see the strings on the puppet. You can see the strings being pulled by the Geppetto. Like a lot of the times Drake is able to be elusive, where he can push an agenda. He can kind of, you know, sway between the strings. When you see him, it doesn't look like he has any strings attached, and it looks like he's doing his 1-2 step and he's dropping these albums. But this album right here, with all the color, with all the imagery on top of these bars that he feels like he's by, you know, it's the only album I can say where you can literally see. You know, Drake will just go to Africa and just come back and do Afro beats music. He'll go to Jamaica and he'll Agwan and he'll have a whole Canadian Jamaican accent and he'll rap and talk like he's from Jamaica. Like, this dude has always done what he wants to do. You know, the boy, he's always did whatever type of music he wants to do. If it's popular or not, if it's not popular, he'll make it popular. Very respectable. So you got to ask yourself, why is this album, why is For All My Dogs an album where he's saying that he feels like he's bi because she's one of the guys? Why is that? There is no coincidence to this, homie. This is the album where he's gonna be Yeah, we need you to humiliate yourself. This is the humiliation album, and I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna conclude this situation. I'm gonna conclude this whole analogy with this. Drizzy Drake, Champagne Poppy with Extra Bubbles. He dropped this album. And right after he dropped this album, he let everybody know he will not be doing music anytime soon. Hey, when have you ever seen Drake drop an album that he's proud of and then turn right around and say, I'm not doing any more music anytime soon? Yeah. It's right in your face if your third eye's open and you can see through the smoke and mirrors. It's right in your face if your third eye's open and you can pull the curtain to the side and you can look to the back of the curtain backstage and you can say, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. So now let's break down this live. Let's break down the different angles, the multiple different angles. Okay, hey, I'm in position where the higher ups and the elites are pulling the strings. This is a humiliation ritual for Drizzy Drake. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I set my son up for success. The second thing I want to do is make sure I set my family up for success. This has to be a big check. I have to do certain things, the corporate way. Being up under the higher ups and the elites, you don't only humiliate yourself, you learn certain tricks and you learn certain secrets that take your family to the next level. So he bought the artwork from his son. His son is an employee at OVO Music Group. So you done bought artwork. This artwork will appreciate with time because art appreciates with time. I'm just giving y'all the game. You understand what I'm saying? On top of setting your son up, now we're going to set some of the homies up. We're going to put some people in position. We're going to do some things because this album will be heavily influenced by the agenda. What agenda? The Rainbow Coalition. The multiple different colors, the coalition. And not only will it be, the imagery be heavily influenced by the Rainbow Coalition, but the lyrics as well. I'm sure if I really dug into this album the way I pause. I'm sorry, Champagne Poppy with Extra Bubbles, but I gotta say pause on that. If I was to really, listen to this album the way I would listen to like let's say a Jada Kiss album and break down every bar, I'm sure I could get 5 bars of straight Rainbow Coalition. This is just one. This is the one that I heard that just came right to my, was right there in front of my face. And I said, wow, I know exactly what that is. So I'm going to elaborate on that. But if I was to listen to all 20-something songs or whatever he got up there, I could guarantee I'd put the house on it. 5 to 6 blatant, flat out bars that let you know Drizzy Drake, aka Champagne Poppy, has extra bubbles in his tank. He has extra bubbles in the bottle of champagne. Pause. Yeah. Me, in the beginning, Imante, in the beginning of this live stream, I was I intentionally let everybody know that, a lot of us real hip hoppers, a lot of us 80s babies, even a lot of us early 90s babies, we been stopped listening to Drizzy. We pause. I don't even want to call you Drizzy. I'm gonna just call you Champagne Poppy with the extra bubbles. Yeah, I'm gonna just stick with that. We been stopped listening to the boy. We been stopped listening to the boy. But he's not being aimed at us. Again, a whole trickery when it comes to the layout of this album. When you say For All My Dogs, we are thinking that he's about to drop some music for, the guys like us, the 80s babies, the real hip hoppers, but really all of his dogs is the youth. When he says, I'm, this is for all my dogs, he's talking about the babies. He's talking about all the youngsters, all the early 20s. He gets a lot of respect from all the youth. He's the influence. If you was to ask any of these youngsters who's the greatest rapper alive, they're gonna say Mr. Extra Bubbles. Mr. Extra Bubbles. You understand what I'm saying? Any youth, any youngster under 25, if you ask him who's the greatest rapper alive, he's not old enough to remember Lil Wayne in his prime. He's not old enough to remember what dudes like Jada Kiss and I, yeah, I'm gonna just stay right there, have contributed to the game. He's gonna say the boy. He's gonna say Champagne Poppy with Extra Bubbles is the king of this. So again, when you doing this and when the higher ups and the elite start pulling them strings, the way they pulling them strings, they are aiming you at the youth. They are aiming you at the youngsters. I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to feel like Hove was the GOAT. Lil Wayne is the greatest rapper alive, B. I suggest all of y'all go listen to Nas's latest album, Nas and Lil Wayne. The song is called Never Die. And when you hear how even Nas gets smoked on this track, Lil Wayne is the greatest rapper alive. It's nobody. You put him and Eminem on the track and you get equals. You get an equal song with both guys doing their thing. There is no other rapper it's no way. Lil Wayne. Drake, though. Drake, you are an industry plant, homie. And I always knew it. I always felt it because your mother is a part of those people. Your mother got one of those noses. Your mother, is one of those people that, them with them hats and all that. Your mother is that. So it's in your bloodline. It's no way you can run away from it. And you was raised under it. Your daddy is from Memphis. You didn't get to live in Memphis with your daddy. You only went, so when I speak of the higher ups and the elites, it's no wonder you got a house like Buckingham. It's no wonder you're in position and you're in bed with all of these NBA team owners, and you're making this move and you're making that move, and last but not least, you drop this album for all your dogs, and you're not really producing music for your dogs. You're nodding your head like you do. I mean, in this video right here, he was nodding his head like he's talking about being bi, and he's singing it. He's singing it again. This is a crash course. This live right here. The fall off is terrible, man. It's terrible. It's hard to watch them build you up to the highest platform on a plateau, and then to watch you crash out, running around with your hair all jerk curled up, rainbow coalition colors all over you. I mean, it's disgusting work, homie. It's disgusting work. And one thing for sure, two things for certain. Here at Grown Man Business TV, we gonna listen, man. You gonna feel very uncomfortable in a room full of grown men with your rainbow Barbie clips on. You gonna feel real uncomfortable in a room full of grown men. And I ain't talking about just rich dudes, because a lot of these rich dudes are bisexual. A lot of these, these fashion designers are bi. A lot of these dudes with money, they Bonte boys. Bonte boy. So I'm not just talking about your paper, homie. In a room full of grown men, where we can ask you, Drizzy, why would you say what? Explain that bar for me. What bar, the bar when you said you feel like you're bi because she's one of the guys. Explain that to me. Huh? your little thing will get your little it's gonna you gonna be wet. Your little cat gonna be wet you gonna get wet down there because really that's what you are. You a whole son. You understand what I'm saying? You a whole pussy cat, homie. You a whole pussy cat. Champagne poppy with the extra bubbles. You a whole pussy cat. That's why DJ Academics and all of his chat dudes, they jump around and they praise you. Cause they pussy cats too. They pussy cats too. And when you get in a room and you gotta explain how you feel by because she's one of the guys, your little pussy cat get wet. Pause. Your little pussy cat get wet. So it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. A clean hour of power, man. Yeah. He's bi. He feels like he's bi because he's one of the guys. If you didn't hear it, I played it about 20 times in the live chat. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You can go find a song on his album. He feels like he's bi because Shorty is now one of the guys. How does a grown man feel? Listen, not even a grown man, because the majority of these dudes is grown men, but they pussy cats. So how does a so-called heterosexual male feel like he's bi? How do you get those feelings without being bi? Yeah. How do you get those feelings? How do you said it, Champagne Poppy, with the extra bubbles. You said you feel like you're bi because she's one of the guys. Now a grown man, huh? When you dealing with a grown man, he gonna ask you like this. Well, listen, Aubrey, explain to me how you feel like you bi because she's one of the guys. But let's X her out. How do you feel like you're bi? So you basically feel like you can deal with a man sexually and a woman sexually. That's basically what you just said. So I guess explain that to us. And the only ones that ain't addressing that is the pussycats. The pussycat dolls that run up under Drizzy and they get, yeah. Them dudes is all pussycat dolls. Salute, I like Act. You know what I'm saying? I like Act. He's an entertaining blogger and content creator, but he's a pussycat doll. That's why he don't understand a lot of these things when grown men is speaking. He just got the money. He can only talk about the money part. I can talk about the money part to an extent as well, but I don't lean on that because I'm not a pussy cat, homie. Big dog. When you come to Grown Man Business TV, you come over here because I carved out a lane for the real and I'm the only one in it. I'm a big dog. I let my nuts hang. I let my nuts hang on this app. I ain't even gonna say pause because that is what it is. That's literal. That's not allegedly. I let my nuts hang when it come to this app. I'll address anybody. I'll approach your favorite blogger, Zippy with the Drippy. I'll approach your favorite rapper, Drizzy. Champagne Poppy with the extra bubbles. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. So listen, man, look. Y'all already know how I do. I cross state lines at all times. Just got back to the big house. You feel what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day outside. Might hop in the pool. But baby boy is on his way. Wifey is on the way. So I gotta go pick them up from the airport. So I'm glad I gave y'all a clean hour of power. The high erupts and the elites, they got the strings. Champagne Poppy with the extra bubbles. His strings been loose for a long time. They just been letting him, walk and do his thing around the game. They keep a loose leash on homie. But now that his reign is coming to an end, they pulling the leash a little tighter. They pulling the strings a little tighter. Before you fall completely off, before your influence stops influencing, you're gonna give us a All for All My Dogs album. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this humiliation ritual, Aubrey. We've been real good to you. You got big houses, 300 acres out there in Houston. Big $100 million house out. Oh, we done been real good to you. We need you to paint your nails, Aubrey Graham. Drizzy Drake, paint your nails and slick your hair back and put these hairpins in your hair. We like how you look with the hairpins in your hair. Ooh, you got that good hair too. Ooh, jerk curl it up and slick it back. You know how the higher ups and the elites like it. Paint your nails pink. We want your nails painted. Yeah, you look like Al B. Shore with your, you're real red. When we dealing with you red bones, we want you to slick your hair back. We want your fingernails painted, and we want you to, nah, we don't want you like that. We need you both ways. We need you both ways. Yeah. You know what you dealing with. Yeah. When grown men ask them about that, I guarantee the answer's gonna be ring around the rosy. It's not gonna be a straight answer. And that's if anybody even has the gall to ask the boy. Listen, man. Again, I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. So we already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. Drizzy Drake, we had to give it to you straight raw. Pause. Get to you, had to give it to you straight raw. And then we had to pause that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But you somehow went in the studio and thought that this bar was good. You said, hey, I want to drop it. All right. Bro, you bugged out. But at least we now know that you feel like you're bi. Go ahead and come out the closet fully. It's 2023. We will not shame you. You can live in your truth. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But when you step in the room with grown men, this how it feel. This how it always should feel. Yeah, so you already know, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in, gang.